You guys know what the Ultimania means. Cue the Ultimania, chat. We love to see it. Austin Wells is here. Austin Wells was just playing in the game for the New York Yankees. And he gets here. JP with the walk-off single. This game had a little bit of everything. Ben, thank you, Ben, for that. Thank you, Ben. Oh, no. Tyler, what were you typing? Man. Oh, just a bunch of emojis? Okay, we're good. There are some new spam spam filters in the chat tonight, so if things get a little weird, just know I'll try to fix it. What a massive win for this team. Obviously one they desperately needed. Brian Wu goes deep, JP walks it off. When it comes to snapping a losing streak, this is the exact kind of game that I would expect. I expect nothing less from this godforsaken Mariners team. The captain said no more Mariners Anonymous. I agree. Shout out JP. No Mariners Anonymous tonight. You can finally take off the anonymous gear. Yeah, chat, we don't have the logo up. I made sure to take it off before the stream even started. So gotta feel good about that. I do need to say something here, chat. So I'm gonna bring the 199 from Vinny. Oh, captain, my captain. Oh, captain, my captain. Can we get a salute in chat for JP Crawford saluting our captain? I do need to say something that's gonna bring down the mood a little bit. So I just wanted let's just get out of the way now. If you're here in chat, right, just don't suck. Just don't be weird. We had to address something over the past couple of days in chat. Of people, maybe making comments towards other people that have made certain people feel uncomfortable. We're here to talk about baseball, and that's it. We're here to talk about baseball. We're not here to talk about, anything other than that. And if we get off topic, that's on me, right? But I just, some of the things we've seen in chat, we haven't addressed it, but we had to yesterday. And I don't want to go too much into it, but people, commenting on people's appearances and whatnot. This is supposed to be a safe spot for any Mariners fans to come and kind of enjoy a win like today. So just wanted to get that out there. We will unfortunately have to ban people if they continue doing it. Someone has already been banned because of it. So Jacob with the 199, refreshing to see a close game won by pitching. Let me tell you guys where things were at. For me, I was watching the game here on my monitor, and all of a sudden my computer crashed. Going into the bottom of that inning, my computer crashed. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me, right? So I tried to pull it up on my phone. It's not loading on my phone. I finally got it to load, and I caught the tail end of Ben Williamson's hit, and then I was trying to make a thumbnail for the stream, and yeah, Jeff, yes it was. Anyway, yeah, so it was a rough ending to the game for me, but this game, again, Brian Wu outdueled the probable Cy Young Award winner in Max Fried. And going into this game, you knew that Brian Wu, he's been great at home. He's been fantastic at home. Why is my camera so low? And dude, appreciate Creed with the 5 months. Send Solano to Azkaban. Yeah, we got to talk about Donovan Solano here in a minute. But Brian Wu outdueled Max Fried, which I don't think I saw coming. And the Mariners offense did what they needed to do against the probable Cy Young Award winner. And I think that with the Mariners being able to knock him out after 5 innings, that is huge for this team. Now, obviously, the offense didn't do a damn thing. That hit that Ben Williamson had in the bottom of that inning was the first hit the Mariners had since the 4th. But they found a way to get it done. The Mariners bullpen was absolute nails today. Absolute nails. This game should have been a 1-0 game, right? The Mariners should have won this game 1-0. Andres Munoz comes in, he gets the job done, but unfortunately, Dylan Moore didn't get the job done and obviously made the error. It did not count as an earned run against Andres Munoz as it was ruled an error later. It was changed to an error. So Andres Munoz and his scoreless outing streak remains intact. It does, however, show up as another blown save. Another blown save for Andres Munoz, which is a bummer. Mike E with the 2. How many walk-ups does JP have? Almost number 1 all time. I'm not sure how close he is. I'm not sure how close he is behind Mitch Haniger. But yeah, he has been very, very good for this team for a very long time. Yeah, Dylan Moore should never play first base ever again. Ever. I cannot stand Dylan Moore at first base. He's so bad at it. Well, I don't know why you didn't bring in Rowdy there. I don't know why you just didn't bring in an actual natural first baseman to play first base. But yeah, this is a game where the Mariners, as Autumn is saying here in chat, the Mariners had a bunch of opportunities, specifically in extra innings, where they did not get things taken care of. And I just did not expect Carlos Vargas and Casey Legumina to be able to come in and keep the best offense in baseball at bay. Yo, appreciate it, Ben. I'll talk to you soon. Hit by pitch should not count if a guy is swinging, in my opinion. Had he crossed the plane, Aaron, it wouldn't have. Had he crossed the plane, it wouldn't have counted. But Rowdy would have made the throw. Absolutely. Rowdy's been great over there defensively at first base. But yeah, Aaron, so that's yuck the Fankies, says Aaron Surbeck with the 350. Very specific number there. Interesting. Yeah, Legumina's been solid. Vargas was great in this game. Andres Munoz was great in this game. Brian, the pitching staff in general. Gabe Spire mentioned from Nunya. He was fantastic in this game. The Mariners outdueled Max Fried, and the offense did their job against him to get him out of the game. They did not do their job after that. Now, don't get me wrong, the Yankees bullpen's good, but you can't be no hit for like 7 straight innings and expect to win many games. The Mariners thankfully found a way to do it. No help from the umpires, as I see some people talk about the umpires in the chat. The umpires almost screwed the Mariners out of this game. Obviously, in that 9th inning, right, you have the hit by pitch to Goldschmidt, which, I mean, the reason that he got hit is because he was going into his swing. It is still a hit by pitch one way or another. Would have been nice to give Woo another win, says Andrew, with the 13 months. Also, Nunez was 13 months as well. Appreciate you guys remembering. It sucks that ends up being the hit by pitch, and then he steals second base immediately after that, right, and Paul Goldschmidt. However, the next at-bat, I believe it was Austin Wells, right? Austin Wells, the next at-bat, should have been called out on strikes. A missed strike 3 call at the bottom of the zone, and then on the next pitch, he grounds out. However, it does advance the runner. That runner is then able to score from third base on Dylan Moore's error. Had that runner still been at second base, Dylan Moore wouldn't have had the chance to make that error because he just would have been able to go over and touch first base, and that would have been that out. But anyway, long story short, that inning specifically, the umpires almost screwed the Mariners out of it. And then Aaron Boone, I mean, we can talk about Aaron Boone if you guys want. Yeah, I think Aaron Boone going out there and yelling at the umpire is what Dan should be doing. However, like Aaron Boone, the whole reason the Yankees were able to tie that game in the first place was because of the umpire. So him going out there and then yelling at the umpire a few pitches later was pretty crazy to me. But overall, it's a good team win when Ben Williamson, of course, comes through and moves the runner to third base in the bottom of that 11th inning. I would have assumed Leody Taveras would have scored from second base anyway on JP's hit. The fact that JP was able to take the ball the other way and off of Tim Hill, nonetheless, who is very, very tough. Very, very tough on lefties. JP was able to take that ball the other way. That is huge. There were a lot of missed opportunities in this game. You felt really good about that hit from Cal Raleigh to drive in Julio in the 4th inning. And after that, Mariners offense just didn't show up. They didn't show up. I believe they struck out 13 or 14 times in this game. They just didn't have it. As for people, I see people asking about the bullpen for tomorrow. Man, I mean, Bizzardo should be available, right? Out of the bullpen if you need him to be. God, who else is even in the... Troy Taylor should probably be available tomorrow. But I would assume that Andres is down tomorrow. I would assume that Gabe Spires probably down tomorrow. And on the Yankees side, I would assume that Luke Weaver's down. I would assume that Devin Williams is down tomorrow, which is good for the Mariners. Fernando Cruz might be down. I'm not sure. But that's a good thing, right? Tim Hill should be available to go. He only threw a couple pitches, but yeah. Yeah, 8 in a row strikeouts. Yeah, it was rough. Hey, we won, Adam. What's up, dude? Thornton. Oh, Snyder. Great shout, Reese. Snyder. Thornton, funny money. He's on the injured list. He's on the injured list right now. He had his appendix taken out. It sounds like we'd lose with that pen tomorrow. I mean, the thing is, they don't have a pen either. Yeah, could we just appreciate how good Brian Wu looked versus Aaron Judge? Holy crap. Brian Wu made Aaron Judge look like Donovan Solano up there. It was fantastic to see Brian Wu kind of just light up, the literal best hitter maybe of our generation. It just goes, Brian Wu at home is, it's like Dylan Moore on the road versus lefties. Brian Wu at home is crazy. Shout out to Ben Williamson too. Yeah, great job moving the runner. Brash Cook, yeah, Brash. I mean, that from Matt Brash, I didn't even mention him. He'll probably be down tomorrow as well. But that at bat, Matt Brash versus Aaron Judge, was one that felt like it just felt. Now this is gonna sound egregious, right, chat? But it felt like the Shohei Ohtani, Mike Trout at bat to end the World Baseball Classic that gave me such similar vibes. Now, obviously, this is not as big of a deal. Obviously, Ohtani and Trout are much bigger names than Matt Brash. But nonetheless, it was still, that at bat had the makings of it, and it was so fun to watch, man. Matt Brash, he's back. I think that you can really rely on the back end of that bullpen with Spire, Brash, and Munoz to be very, very durable over the next 4 or 5 months. Honestly, it's gonna be so important for the Mariners in their bullpen to have Brash back. So it is very good to have our slider god back. Wu dealing on Asian American Heritage Night was special. Yeah, that's so cool. And his family was in attendance too, which was awesome. Yeah, I'm ecstatic for Brian Wu, man. Like, I honestly think that they should have left him out there. I think that Dan should have left him out there, at least to face Volpe. When it was Volpe and then Jason Dominguez, at least you could have brought in Spire to turn Jason Dominguez to the right-handed side. I didn't understand pulling him against Volpe. Now, Spire got the job done. I just would have liked to see Brash be given the opportunity to finish that inning based on how he was pitching. He was at, I think, like 88 pitches at that point. Give him the chance to finish the inning. I mean, the energy would have been electric. Was that an earned run on Munoz today? No, Maurice, no. It was originally. It was ruled an earned run. However, they, for those of you that are wondering, it was actually changed to an error on Dylan Moore, which means it was no longer an earned run. Official scorer changed it, as Callum just said. So, yeah, the 0 ERA for Andres Munoz does get to stick around. So yeah, I mean, that's just another this game. If the Mariners would have lost this game, it would have been the hardest that Mariners Anonymous has gone in a while, chat. In a while. But thank God they were able to find a way to salvage this win, because also, you look at the schedule moving forward, right? You have tomorrow versus the Yankees, and then you go to face the Padres, who, I don't know if you guys saw the Padres tonight, chat, but a back and forth game between them and the Angels, and then Fernando Tatis Jr. hits a home run to a walk-off home run. I mean, yeah, it's the Padres are going to be just as tough as the Yankees, in my opinion. Talking about tomorrow with Luis Castillo on the mound, you need Luis Castillo to probably give you 6 tomorrow. I mean, if he can go longer, obviously great. You need Luis to give you 6. He can't have those long innings that he's had over the last couple of starts that he's made. When it comes to Will Warren, I mean, you know what I mean? I think the Mariners can get to Will Warren. I feel pretty good about that. $2 from Mike E. DFA Solano, call up Locklear, win. I mean, for the love of God, I hope it's tomorrow. I hope it's tomorrow. I don't want Solano on this baseball team anymore. I don't understand what we're doing. Like, why? He has done nothing. He has zero redeeming qualities. He's a great dude. Great dude. I just don't understand running him out there day in and day out at the plate. He's been terrible. I don't know. I just don't understand why the Mariners haven't already made this move, because Tyler Locklear can't be any worse. There's a 0% chance that he is worse than what Donovan Solano has been. So, a series win, yeah, Vinny, a series win versus the New York Yankees would be insane. Would be an insane feeling, based on where we were at a couple days ago, right? With the sweep from the Toronto Blue Jays. You have a real chance tomorrow. To win this series versus, the team that's kind of setting the pace. Obviously, the Tigers are the best team in the American League. But the team that's kind of setting the pace for what offenses look like in all of baseball right now. They're the best offense in all of baseball. Now, the Mariners are third. I would assume that's going to continue going down. I don't think the Mariners are going to finish the year as the third best offense in baseball. I would assume they're probably middle of the pack at the end of the year. But I also don't expect this team on the pitching side to finish like 20th in ERA. I don't see a world where that can happen. People are talking about the Athletics versus the Dodgers. Yeah, 11-1. I mean, the Athletics are a very, very good team. Offensively, specifically, the Athletics are a very good team. I don't think that the Athletics make the playoffs this year. I could absolutely see them making some moves this offseason and making the playoffs next year. With how good their offense is, I could definitely see that happening. Yeah, Solano's worse than Colton Wong. True. Okay, so I see a lot of people bringing up Leody Taveras, right? Yes, he should have caught that ball. Other than that, though, I don't know why we're all so mad. I don't know why we're all so mad about Leody Taveras, to be honest with you. He's had some really big hits since he came over to this team. And he's very good defensively. Yeah, he dropped that ball, right? I mean, it sucks. But you don't have a better option right now. You don't have a better option right now than Leody Taveras in right field. And so, yeah, I think Leody's fine. He's great defensively, if nothing else. I know it's tough to say that after he just dropped that ball. But, I mean, how do you guys feel about Victor? He dropped a pop fly in his first game as a Mariner. I don't see you guys yelling about Victor. What's going on, chat? A little bit of double standards, huh? Huh, chat? People also mad about... Yeah, I know. That's kind of rough mentally. I mean, yeah, he's been with the same team he won the World Series with. I don't think he looks lazy. I don't know where you guys are getting that. I don't think he looks lazy in right field. I honestly have enjoyed Leody Taveras. Now, if in a month when Luke Raley or Victor Robles are ready, if they DFA Leody Taveras, I don't care. Whatever, it's fine to me. But as of right now, I think that he is your best option out there in right field. So, I mean, he's good defensively. He has been his entire career. He has a great arm, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know what everyone's saying, but yeah, we can talk about Dan Wilson a little bit. Some confusing moves, and I think that Aaron Goldsmith does a really good job of laying into Dan about some of his decisions. I love that Aaron is just willing to say what everyone's kind of thinking, right? Which is, you're letting Mitch Garver run in the 10th at second base instead of putting Miles Mastroboni over there? And then you brought in Miles Mastroboni just so he can bunt? Just leave Dylan Moore in there. Dylan Moore can bunt. Like that, I don't know. That was an interesting move to me. Obviously leaving Dylan Moore over there at first base to Gmo. Gmo, I think the Nationals had a reason to cut Victor Robles too, don't you think? Don't you think? And yet look at him now. Yeah, I think that leaving Dylan Moore at first base instead of going to Rowdy Tellez in the ninth inning, an actual first baseman who has been decent over there defensively, I just don't understand why you wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? I don't understand why you wouldn't put the actual first baseman at first base. Rowdy makes that play. Rowdy 100%. I think Donovan Solano makes that play. But Dylan Moore is just not... I don't ever want to see him at first base. I don't ever want to see him at first base. Unfunkable, I don't think so. I think it may... Polo actually pinch hit in this game. But then he was replaced defensively. So... yeah. Overall, chat, I mean, this game really... this could easily shift the momentum back in the Mariners' favor, right? And we see we needed that win. The Seattle Mariners absolutely needed that win after a rough, very, very rough, and it was only 4 games, right? It was only a 4-game losing streak, but it felt like an eternity. It felt like an eternity that the Mariners had been losing, and it was only 4 games, and they were able to come back, obviously, in tonight's game and win a nail biter, a game that they probably had no business winning when you look at the fact that they didn't have a hit after the 4th inning until the 11th. Like they didn't have a hit after the 4th inning until Ben Williamson's hit. Can you guys believe that? Like that is insane to me. When it comes to tomorrow's game, if Luis Castillo can give you 6 and you're able to get the bullpen out there for a little bit, you have to ride on your offense tomorrow. You have to. The offense needs to be better tomorrow, and you have to hope that they can get to Will Warren, and I think they can. I absolutely think that they can get to Will Warren. I just think that it's maybe they can get him out of the game early and get to the bullpen, because we know the Yankees aren't going to have a whole lot of bullpen tomorrow. I also won't be shocked to see the Mariners maybe try to bring up a bullpen piece tomorrow as well. I wouldn't be shocked. What's the money for Xavier Edwards or Michael Garcia? First of all, $2.53. Oh, area codes, huh? Area codes are interesting. Michael Garcia, is he in this? My caps lock is on. Hopefully this doesn't crash the stream. Michael Garcia, he is still on the major league minimum, so he goes into arbitration next year. I don't know if the Royals be willing to trade him. I would definitely be interested, though, if they were. I believe Xavier Edwards is similar, right? I believe he's still on a rookie contract as well, if I am not mistaken. He's got to be. I don't unless they signed him to an extension, which if they did, I'm not familiar with whatever that extension is. Let's see. Yeah, so he's pre-arbitration. Xavier Edwards is this year and next. So again, another guy that I don't think that the Marlins would be willing to trade, because he's, I think, probably a pretty big part of their future plans in Xavier Edwards. But yeah, huge win for early season game. We needed that one. Mariners need to sign JD Martinez to play he's never played first base before, Sean. What? And he's bad. He's bad, Sean. Jordan, have a good night, bro. Oh, the trade cost, Mike. Oh, the trade cost. Probably some of your for Xavier Edwards. Hey, everyone, like the stream. Do what Callum says, chat. What are we doing? To trade for those guys, it's probably, at least for the Marlins, going to cost you some of your top prospects. It's probably going to cost you some of your top prospects. Xavier Edwards, I wouldn't be shocked if they asked for Cole Young, to be honest with you. Michael Garcia, I don't know. I honestly don't know what the Royals would be wanting for Michael Garcia. But, Colton, what do you and Joe drink? I got around for the meetup. J.I. Joe really likes the Moonberries from Schilling Cider. And I like Blue. I'll drink any beer, honestly. Blue Moon. I mean, man, I'll hand me a Coors. I don't care. A Coors Light. It's not that hard to play first base. Tell them Wash. It's extremely hard. That's the quote, right? It's incredibly hard. We've now beat Skubal, DeGrom, Lodolo, Evaldi, Crochet, and Fried. Yep. I don't know what it is with this team, chat. And this isn't the first year this has happened, in my opinion. Like, the Mariners, I feel like, have always kind of played up to the very best pitchers in baseball, but then somehow also find a way to play down to the worst teams, right? We just saw them, again, get swept by the Toronto Blue Jays, right? Whereas, you know, you see them play, obviously the first game against the Yankees, the sky was falling, right? But then you see them play today versus literally the AL Cy Young favorite in Max Fried, and they find a way to get him out of the game, and they didn't hand him a loss, right? It ended up being a no decision. But nonetheless, you still end up winning the game that Max Fried started. It is so important for a team throughout the year to be able to win those games, because once you get to the playoffs, you're facing Max Fried every game. Maybe not someone of Max Fried's caliber, right? But you're facing the team's best, right? Every single game. And I really would like to believe that when the Seattle Mariners pitching staff is healthy, that's how all teams feel when they're going up against them every single day, right? I hope that every single day, you know, they're like, oh crap, we got to face Brian Wu today. Wu's been fantastic. So, I don't know. Just kind of my thoughts on that, but it's very, very cool to see. I'm going to take a drink of water because I have not stopped yapping. Yeah, Logan, Blake says, Logan's throwing. Kirby is close. Kirby should be back for the Houston Astros series. Logan threw about 25 pitches off the bullpen mound today. Huge. Huge for this team. Huge for this team. I think that if you can get those two back by the end of the month, I would be ecstatic, first of all. I've talked about it a little bit on yesterday's pod, yesterday's live stream, that I expect when George is healthy, assuming it's in that Houston Astros start, when George is healthy, the Mariners are going to go to a 6-man rotation. George is pitching on a 6-day rest right now. I fully expect that when he becomes healthy again, they just add him to the rotation and then leave Logan Evans and everyone in there, including Bryce Miller, which is, you know, again, I think that Bryce Miller should go on the injured list, but maybe that doesn't happen until Logan comes back. No, Lucario, why would I do that? I don't even want to do that. No one wants to see that. And so that's what I expect to happen, is that it's going to go to a 6-man rotation. Yeah, Nitro. Yeah. So on the 31st, we got 215 people in here. We're doing the Mariner Mojo meetup on May 31st. Just buy a ticket wherever you want, and we're going to be standing up in the stairwell in right center field, kind of underneath where it says like how many days until Ichiro gets inducted into the Hall of Fame. We're all going to be standing up there. You can come hang out with us whenever you want, or for however long you want, or go back to your seats, whatever you want to do. Is there a pregame meetup for the M's game? We could probably go over to Hatback or something like that if you guys want. We could probably do that. Can I add a filter to the camera? Why? For what? I mean, I think I could. Wait, do you mean like a Snapchat filter? No. We aren't going. That might be the dumbest shit I've heard from you. We aren't going to a 6-man? Man, Gmo. Man. All right, buddy. All right. Good luck. Good luck, man. I mean, he's on 6 days rest. Why would they not? At least until Logan's healthy. Okay, man. Hey. Bryce needs help. Yeah, I agree. He needs to go on the injured list, but a 6-man rotation also helps Bryce Miller. Gives him an extra day of rest in between starts. Sue me. Yeah, that place, Taco. Yep. Hatback is so good. I think that for the most part, Joe and I just kind of like being able to we like being able to stand out in the box yard, I think it is. That's what I think. 2-year Mojo strong, Chunty. Good to see you, bro. 2-year Mojo strong. Hope you're doing well, man. I appreciate all your support over the last 2 years. Chunty, that's crazy. I've probably said dumber things. That's probably true, chat. I say a lot of dumb things. I'm sure I've said something dumber. Who the M bullpen catcher coach? What? Who's the Mariners bullpen catcher coach? I don't know. I don't know. Who's their? This the bullpen coach. I mean, Pete Woodworth. I would say. You know what I mean? He's kind of just the guy. But Garver sucks. That's what I think of him. Yeah, I mean, Donovan Solano and Mitch Garver should not be on this team starting tomorrow. I mean, with that being said, it should have been like 2 weeks ago that those guys were no longer on this team. But I think that tomorrow's as good a day as any. Or at least before they go on the road trip, to just cut bait. Oh, yeah, what Lucario said. Justin Novak catches it, and Fleming as well. They catch a lot of the bullpens. If you meant the catchers. Or we're going to go on a 10-game skid. I mean, it literally felt like there was a good chance that the Mariners could go on like a 10-game skid after being swept by the Toronto Blue Jays. You are facing the Yankees, the best offense in all of baseball. And then you go on to face the Padres after that. Those are three. If the Mariners let the Toronto series snowball, right? If they let it snowball into, losing this series, or I'm sorry, being swept by the Yankees, which thankfully they did not. Obviously they did not, with Brian Wu coming up huge in this game, JP with the walk-off in today's game. But if they had let it snowball, which it felt like they were doing in the first game versus the Yankees. Oh my God, it felt like that's what they were doing. And then you go on the road to face the Padres, then the White Sox, who, by the way, chat, the White Sox are 6-6 this month. They almost have as many wins this month as the Rockies have all season. Isn't that crazy? But I think that the White Sox, they're not a good baseball team, first and foremost. You should definitely win that series. But they're going to put up a fight. Maybe more of a fight than what we saw last year, even though the Mariners were bad at them. Bad against them, sorry. And then you go play the Astros down in Houston. So, yeah, Chicago almost swept the Astros. That's what I'm saying. Dude. Like, what? I think that the Chicago series could be a trap series, chat. I really do. I feel like the Chicago series, there's a chance where we get a little comfortable, right? And it doesn't work out. But, I mean, I hope I'm wrong. Obviously, I hope I'm wrong. That would suck. But I could see it happening. Athletics beat the Dodgers 11-1. Yeah, dude. I can't believe that. What do you think about trading for Sandy and Sanchez? Jesus Sanchez and Sandy Alcantara? I don't think that the Marlins would give up on Sandy Alcantara at this point. Jesus Sanchez, I think I honest to God, I think I would rather just have Leody Taveras until Luke Raley and Victor Robles get back. And then go out and get Jesus Sanchez. To be honest, that's just kind of my thoughts on. I really liked Sanchez last year, but he at the trade deadline, but it just wasn't going to happen. Sweet Padres, we may drop 2 to the Chi Sox. Yeah, let's make it. Let's do it. Garver did it just as good as Aaron Judge tonight. I mean, yeah, I guess that's technically true. They both had a single. That's true. Yeah, avoid the sweep versus the Padres, win 1 at least, and then sweep the Sox. Yeah, and I'm down. Sandy's trade value got to be so low. He's had coming off the injury and whatnot, I just don't think they would be willing to trade him, but I would be down if they would. Can you sell Mariners Anonymous merch outside the stadium tomorrow? Man, that would be something. I'd have to actually physically get a bunch of it, but I got a new fishing pole for my wife, It was a good trade? Wait, what? W. Are the White Sox a sleeper contender? Question mark. Yes. Rafael Devers? Man, if only. If only, right? I'll put him at third base. Sorry, Ben Williamson. No, I would never. I don't see any opportunity for them to go get Devers. I went to both Padres games last year. Won them both. I'm going to all 3 this weekend. If we sweep, you'll know why. Adam, I believe in you. All right. If the Mariners sweep the Padres, I am flying down there, and I am buying you a beverage of your choosing. Thoughts? I mean, Trent Grisham's just been on another level so far. UFO so far this season. I've actually been very, very impressed with Trent Grisham's, because he's been very hit or miss, right? There's been times where he looks like he could be one of the best players in baseball, and there's times where he looks terrible. And so, I don't know. Trent Grisham is a very, very strange player, in my opinion. If we got Devers and put him on first with Boston's spontaneously combust, yeah, they're just like, yeah. Devers like, yeah, I'll play first base for the Mariners. I'm in. Garver has an 18.9% walk rate. That's because whenever he swings the bat, it's worthless. So he may as well just stand there and hope he walks. Ugh. Am I going tomorrow? I thought about it, but no. It's not in the financial cards for me right now to go tomorrow. I have overspent this week, so I need to cut back a little bit. And I don't get paid till Thursday. So the next game that I go to, there's a decent chance it's not until the meetup. Actually, no, I'm going to the game the night before the meetup as well. So technically that game. Yeah, Randy's on base streak did end, chat. Randy's on base streak did end. You're going tomorrow? W, Gorfy. Work and suck it. W. Make him come up for the meetup. Yeah, Adam, we'll see you at the meetup, right? May 31st. See you there. $8 tickets in section 118 tomorrow. Yeah, but I also got to drive up there and parking, and you know what I mean. And then rush hour. Open another credit card. Yeah, that worked so well for the first ones. That worked so well. All right, we're getting off topic, chat. So I think that is a good time for us to call it quits here. But dude, I appreciate all you guys for being in here after a big Mariners win. Hopefully this is the win that sets the Mariners back going the right direction, back with the Mariner momentum. I think that this should do wonders for the vibes in the clubhouse after a really tough loss last night. And obviously, details for the meetup, Winston, May 31st. Just go to the game, May 31st, and we're gonna be standing in the stairwell in right center field, underneath like where it says Ichiro Hall of Fame. Like how many days it's gonna be to the Hall of Fame. Buy any ticket you want, wherever you want to sit. You can come hang out with us the whole game. You could come say hi and then go back to your seats. Whatever you want to do. That's the details. So, but yeah, I appreciate all you guys for hanging out here and just kind of vibing after a big win. I know a lot of you guys could go to go watch the new Locked On one, which you guys absolutely should as well, especially on days when we're not streaming. You guys could go watch the Mariner Momentum, Mr. Sticky. That's right. But yeah, you guys could always watch the Locked On one. Great dudes over there. So, but I appreciate you guys, and we are going to be back tomorrow after the Mariners win the series tomorrow. So appreciate you guys. Good night. Smooches, Chun-T. I'm waiting to end the stream because, it cuts it off usually.